Hey everybody, welcome back to the Slimefun filled episode with your host Boomer. I am so pumped to be bringing you today's episode. We finally have gotten to it, Alchimia Vitae by Apiros. And I got to tell you guys, I spent the last 2 days talking extensively with Apiros, and not only is he an incredible human being, he's got a great add-on here that you're going to love. For those of you who PvP a lot, this is definitely one that you want on your PvP server. Now, I don't PvP. Everybody knows that. I stink at PvP, right? I get killed by falling blocks, for crying out loud. But there are things in this pack that, one, I do want on my server, simply because of some of the things that I do. But more importantly, there's just some really cool weapons in here that you got to play around with and get to see. Now, there is a secondary benefit to this add-on as well that we'll talk about to help some of those who are resource challenged. And you'll know what I mean when we get there. Before we get started into this, though, I want to just kind of touch the guide, and I want to talk about just how configurable this is. So there are a number of options where you can set configuration. So for the server owners, admins, I'm going to talk to you real quick. There are 9 different infusions that you have that you can put on a chest plate, any one at a time, and each one does different things. So you have a destructive crit, you have a phantom crit, true aim. True aim is one of those things that I'm going to want, because with true aim, your arrows do not get affected by gravity. That's something that I can definitely appreciate. We've got forceful, we've got volatile, healing, auto replant. The one I'm going to feature today, Totem Storage, because I die a lot. Can you imagine putting 8 totems on your chest plate, saving all that inventory space? And knockback. Additionally, for those of you who are a little challenged, we'll talk about the transmutation options in a little bit. But with the configuration option, every one of these infusions can be toggled on or off. Now, don't do this in items YML. If you do, it will not work. You must go into the Alchimia Vitae config.yml and do them there. So you can turn all of these on or off inside of the infusions, inside the config. They can all be turned on or off. Additionally, the transmutations for each one we'll talk about, those can each be turned on or off. The potions that are in here not only can be turned on or off, you can set how long they last, whether you want to watch 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and the effect level of each one. There's regeneration, the speed, the jump. Let's see what else we got in here. Haste, resistance. Those can all be configured. Addition, you can configure the absorption half-hearts, the weakness potions for the malevolent. We've got in here weakness, slowness, poison, blindness, hunger. All those levels and the time they stay in effect can be configured. That alone, to me, is phenomenal, that everything can be set custom however you want it. Now, for those of you who are resource challenged, the transmutation allows you to take some of those items within Alchimia Vitae and turn them into, I'm going to call it vanilla Slimefun. So if you need the actual reinforced alloy ingots, you can use 2 Damascus steel. You can use the dark steel. You can use the mystery metal and aluminum. Now, it does take a little bit of work, but it's another option for you to do that. This should not be OP and highly automatable to sit there. No, you got to do a little bit of work, but it gives you another option. So let's look at some of the machines that are in here. We have the plant infusion chamber. This is part of the beginning of a lot of these where you got to make either light or dark plants. You simply are going to put in an oak sapling, and in this case, to make a light magic plant, you're going to use a magical lump 3. Now, it takes 5 minutes for this to process. So let that go and run. While that's running, you can do other things. There's an experience crystallizer. Here's the nice thing about it. It uses flask of knowledge in vanilla levels, right? So we pump in 9 flasks of knowledge, and in about 10 seconds, it's going to give you 2 more experience crystals. But something else that Apiros did that I really appreciate, you get your flasks of knowledge back. So you can recycle them and continuously use them over and over. Now, I have not tried to set up cargo on these. I'll take a look at it real quick. Let me come right back and I'll tell you if cargo will work on these. All right, so good thing to know that we have the experience crystallizer will work with cargo. So we're going to dump in a whole bunch of flasks of knowledge, and you're going to see it's going to transfer right into it. So this is one of those things where if you've got a massive XP farm and you're just collecting it, you've got an inventory, fill these things up, you can let this part of it totally automate. So there is going to be some automation in here, but once you get to the next machines, the automation is gone, which I really appreciate. So let's talk about the Divine Altar. The Divine Altar is where you put the transformation recipes. In this case, I believe we have the recipe for Damascus Steel. The far left here, these 9 slots are where you input your recipe. Click on Craft. And to the right, for some pretty cool sound and visual effects. Wow, that's kind of loud. We get our Damascus Steel. So there's an option for those of you who might be resource challenged, again, to use Alchimia Vitae to gain some of those resources. And the nice thing about it is it's not going to be OP. It's going to take a little bit of work. All right, so now we got some potions that we brew as well. We're going to go over here to our Ornate Cauldron. Same thing. Items go on the left. Click Craft. We're going to sit back, watch a little bit of a light show. Get all these awesome sound effects. And now we have our Benevolent Brew. So let's go ahead and drink this sucker. Well, I don't know why I thought it was a splash potion. Oh, look at that. 5 minutes, baby. Haste, regen, resistance, speed, and jump boost. Man, I'm going to have some fun later. But the nice thing is that's part of other items within the game. So not only can you make this potion to use in PvP, but you make it as part of other items. So let's move and look at that. Oh, by the way, there is one other item in here I want to point out that I thought was pretty cool. The Potion of Osmosis. You can absorb your potion effects and then put them back into a bottle. That is so creative. I never would have thought of that. That is awesome. I love that. All right, let's look at the Altar of Infusion. So what this will do is infuse any number of those recipes onto a chest plate. You can use gold, iron, diamond, or netherite chest plates to make it. We're going to make the Totem Battery one simply because this is my favorite, and this is where I've been working with Apiros on trying to just see what we can do with this thing. So we're going to go ahead and get into cheat mode here and get the items just to make this a little bit easier. So we're going to need, get back to Alchemia. We're going to need a condensed soul, aluminum, dark steel. We're also going to need an experience crystal, a benevolent brew. We're going to go over to power. That's cargo. We're going to go over to power, grab ourselves the capacitor, and then we're going to go to magical, grab a necrotic skull, 2 essence of afterlife, and let's give ourselves, we're going to go boomer, we're going to give ourselves a netherite chest plate. All right, let's make this thing. So we're going to start with the necrotic skull. We're going to go to the soul. And the condensed soul, you simply use the soul collector, kill any mob, and it drops that. All right, let's add in our benevolent brew, the aluminum ingot, our chest plate. Aluminum's, nope, that's right. Yeah, aluminum's there. Then we go. Then the essence of afterlife, and finally our power. We'll craft it. You get all that magical fun stuff going on. Our item has been infused. Voila. Ha ha ha. All right, now let's give ourselves some totems. Let's see, Totem of Undying. Let's give ourselves 8 to start with. Let's clear our recipe slots. All right, so you do have to be looking at a block for this to work. So shift, right click while wearing the infused chest plate. Sorry for all the noise, but you can infuse up to 8. So if I try to add another one, we can't. So we now have an infused chest plate that has 8 times. So let's kill all these totems out of our inventory. Now, just to show you this, we're going to flip over into creative, if I can spell it. There we go. And let's just make sure we go high enough to die. That looks pretty good. Ready? I didn't go high enough. Oh, you know why? Because I have all those potion effects going on. I should have probably drunken a glass of milk. The potion effect saved me. All right, let's go even higher this time. And let's just make sure we get these potion effects gone. All right. Back to survival we go. All right, we did not have any totems on us. That came out of our chest plate, so it saved us. Sorry about the mid-air hang up there. But you got to see it. This is awesome. Talk about saving inventory space. Instead of carrying around a whole bunch of totems, you can stick 8 of them into this chest plate. I love this. This is phenomenal. I'm going to play around some more in here. For me, besides True Aim, another one I like is the automatic replant, where when you put this on the hoe, the plant that you harvest automatically replants itself. That's awesome. Destructive crits, you've got different odds to give your opponent slowness, weakness, mining fatigue. You can deal extra damage. On the Phantom crit, 1 in 4 chance to deal some extra damage. True Aim, again, arrows don't subject to gravity. Forceful. This Infusion, look at this, uses mechanical devices, electromagnets. In other words, arrows will travel twice as far and twice as fast. Now, can you put more than one of these on a chest plate at a time? No. So you have to kind of decide which ones you want, but maybe you carry 1 or 2 extra chest plates with you and swap them out in a hurry. Volatility, this is the one I really want to see, especially in the nether, right? You get a gas coming after you. I want to shoot a large fireball back at that guy, not a small one. Healing, heals the same amount for a bow shot with damage. Nice. Again, the replant, the totem, and then ultimately knockback. Again, another quality add-on for Slimefun. Guys, I am still so impressed. I wish I had covered this earlier. Just again, a couple of recap things for your server admins. Again, if you're going to configure this or if you're going to disable everything, please make sure you do it in the config YML for Alchimia Vitae. Do not do it in items YML. It will not stop the items from being active. Guys, drop some love for Apiros on the Slimefun Discord. He did a tremendous amount of work, time, and effort has gone into this. I think we've got another 10 out of 10 add-on here. This is just incredible. I'm looking forward to actually playing with some more of these things in the near future here. But as always, guys, when you're playing Slimefun, you got to go Boomer or you got to go home. And in this case, I can die 8 more times. We'll see you later.